Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Star Rail. It's been a while, but we're back with Zenless Zone Zero, where we now have the two S-rank agents coming for patch 1.2 drip marketed. We're going to take a look at them here today. I'm also going to predict the A-rank agent, I'm pretty sure, will come alongside them as well, and what they might be. Again, we should have that officially confirmed tonight, so let's just see if we're guessing right. I'm pretty confident on it, to be honest. Yeah, so this is, again, it's patch 1.2, not 1.1. 1.1 starts like tomorrow, right? So that's with Xing Yi and with Jane Doe and Seth, and that's looking awesome. This is the next patch after that, so we're already being teased about it. Let's take a look. One thing I'm very happy about is that they're actually showing us the element and the role of these agents now, which is huge. So first up, we've got Caesar. Let's take a look.
I'm Caesar, the leader of the Sons of Caledon.
The leader. Yep, badass, guys. Badass. So we do have more info here. Caesar, the leader of the Sons of Caledon. So that's what patch 1.2 is going to be all about. 1.1 is all about the NEPs, right? The security force. Patch 1.2 is going to be all about Sons of Caledon. So this is cool. All right, it's the faction with Lucy and Piper in game already. So we already have a fire support A rank who's quite good with Lucy, and a physical anomaly A rank in Piper, who's also quite good. Though, of course, you know, Jane Doe is coming in as a physical anomaly S rank, who's definitely going to be better than Piper. So there is some competition there. Now let's full screen this. Sorry, let's make it a little easier to see. But Caesar, as you can see above me, physical defense. Now she looks freaking badass. I love it. Lots of attitude, lots of confidence. It's, you know, the real Mad Max punk sort of faction. Very cool. Maybe that physical relic set, what's it called? Physical disk drives might actually be the defense disk drives maybe will finally be worth farming. Woodpecker Electro, we can farm it now. You're not wasting half the disk drives. I don't know. I would definitely wait to farm that disk drive routine cleanup until that's confirmed. But physical defense, yeah, this is interesting. Defense right now, as of, like, you know, walking into patch 1.1 tomorrow, defense right now on launch, we only have Ben Bigger. And Ben is not that well liked, let's be real. Defense is very much a role which, at the launch of the game, basically does nothing, right? It's just the poor man's stun, really. There hasn't really been much point to it. Now, I think with Seth coming, I think being boosted on Jane Doe's banner as a new defense agent, and I think especially with an S-rank defense agent, I would expect to see enemies doing more damage in endgame modes. I would expect to see potentially even new endgame modes sometime in the future where defense has a purpose. Attack has a clear purpose, stun, support. That's really the attack, stun, support is really the story of the launch patch. And you've got a bit of anomaly in there, but they're not really shining as much at all as the attack, stun, support. I think defense and anomaly have a lot of room to grow and will grow for sure from the end of 1.1 through 1.2 in a big way. So stay tuned for defense to actually matter. Now, you might get away with some A ranks or whatever, but I would expect enemies to start hitting a lot harder. That sort of defense's thing. I just don't see it. Certainly long term, I do not see it being a thing where defense won't be important in the game, right? You're not going to be sitting there a year from now going, man, never pulled a defense S rank. Just never needed them. Nothing does damage. We're fine. That's just not going to happen. They will make this a role that you want to have. That will be important to have. I mean, look at Honkai Star Rail as well, and how stuff is scaled up and how powerful preservation units like Aventurine and etc. have become. So yeah, I'm excited to see exactly where they're going to go with the defense role. Like Seth is speculated to synergize well with Anomaly. I wonder if Caesar will as well. I do feel like, again, attack, stun, support go very well together. Stun enemies, buff up with your support, and then your attack does lots of damage. I feel like Anomaly, they tend to have more on-field time building up the Anomaly. I think Anomaly plus defense go quite well, right? So like Jane Doe, Seth, Grace looks to be a great team for her, though I think that will change as her best team from what we will be seeing here today. The idea with Jane Doe, Grace, and Seth is you got double lightning, double physical, double anomaly. Cool, but 2 anomalies, build up the anomalies, blow them up. The defense agent can hopefully protect them and help them stay alive because they're not going to be stunning enemies as much and they need to be building up the anomaly. So I think there's natural synergies there for sure. And we'll see what happens with Caesar. As a physical defense, she should synergize well with Jane Doe, who's also physical. Now, I've heard that Jane needs an anomaly agent or someone from her faction. We'll see if that ends up being the case. That is the rumor. And if that's true, she might not get fully activated by Caesar. You'd have to run another anomaly agent with her. And I think the other limited agent from this patch is looking to be the best option. But yeah, as physical defense, she could also work very well with Nekomata teams. I'm certainly curious about that. Like, will she build up anomaly quickly or not? I think that she's likely to be very, very strong with anomaly teams. I think it's also very likely. I'm curious about Caesar. I have to say, she looks freaking cool. She looks badass. So I'm definitely tempted. Also, she's Billy's big sister. That's fun. There's someone called Big Daddy. I see. Apparently, this was a big pig dude. That's cool in the future. But yeah, I come, I see, I crash. That is the Sons of Caledon motto. Obviously, sort of a reference to Julius Caesar, and she is Caesar the King. So yeah, pretty awesome. So that's Caesar. Caesar is looking honestly pretty badass. Let's take a look then at the second agent that is coming, and that is Bernice. Hang on. Oop, let's rewind that one. Let's take a look at Bernice here. Let's go. Sons of Caledon.
Mixologist Bernice. So glad to see ya.
Cool. I love it. I love it. So Bernice is the second agent here. Again, Sons of Caledon. So that's the theme of the patch, and she is fire anomaly. So diving straight, and she look again visually really fun. She's got flamethrower on her back, like flamethrower tanks. Maybe it's a jetpack, probably just fuel tanks. She's got like dual flamethrowers in her hand. I think fire anomaly. It really stands out, doesn't it? Right? It's kind of like Grace with the shock. I expect her to be something similar, right? You light them on fire, they're burning for damage. Simple. It's a very obvious. I think she's going to be probably fairly straightforward. I would think, physical defense as well. Probably fairly straightforward from Caesar. These seem like just a straightforward blow stuff up faction, and I'm down for that. I dig it. I'm curious what twist there will be, but fire anomaly, I think straightforward. Putting this stuff together, Jane Doe, physical anomaly, Caesar, physical tank, Bernice, fire anomaly, S rank, S rank, S rank, one after another. Put them together. Probably the new best team in the game, I would think. I think with 1.1, best team in the game is going to be Zhu Yuan, Xing Yi, and Nicole by a fairly large margin. And then the ice team like Ellen, Lycon, Sukaku, or even Ellen, Xing Yi, perhaps, Sukaku, or you can be flexible, I suppose, with the support being best. Disorder team, Grace, Jane Doe, Seth seems a very strong option. So you do have Grace, Jane Doe, Seth. If you got Grace, you get Seth on Jane Doe's banner, bam. That's a great trio of a team. But this full S-rank team, probably, the speculation, we don't know exactly how they're going to work, but it's probably going to be really good. Like a better version, like Jane Doe, Grace, Seth. You got an A rank and you got a standard S rank. I think Jane Doe, Bernice, and Caesar, you've got 3 limited S ranks. That's probably going to be absolutely bonkers strong. And of course, you will be running into enemies that have resistances to certain elements and weaknesses. So for your Disorder team, you can be switching those around for sure. Disorder is going to need to be fairly flexible because you got 2 elemental types in a Disorder team, and neither one, you'd want neither one to be resisted. So some flexibility there. But I imagine that's going to be the way to go. Fire anomaly. We do have Lucy as the fire support, so that could be a strong thing to put in there as well. I really do strongly expect Bernice is probably going to combo strongest with Caesar. Bernice, Caesar, and Lucy could be a strong combo. Bernice, Caesar, and Piper. If you don't get Jane Doe, Piper is same faction and physical anomaly. You can build your Disorder team. Even Bernice, Piper, and Lucy, if you want a more budget one. So there's definitely, it's quite interesting. There's definitely these budget teams that you can build for each of these characters that are very effective, right? Just using the A ranks and the stuff that's going to be boosted on their patches, on their exclusive channels. And then there's the really powerful S rank combos. Like, I mean, Zhu Yuan into Xing Yi is a great example. Yeah, of that sort of power level. But yeah, so Bernice, fire anomaly. Pretty fun. We don't have a fire anomaly. We don't have a physical tank either, physical defense. So very cool. But she seems like she's just kind of very sociable, just fun, bubbly, bit crazy. Yeah, her drinks never disappoint. She seems like she could be a really fun character. Yeah, so there we go. Sons of Caledon, honestly looking like a great faction. Looking really, really cool. Now, in terms of what might come with that, I'm expecting an A rank with her. I think that is almost definitely going to be lighter. So I've met him in game. I mean, like this guy, number one, you could not look more like a Sons of Caledon character if you tried. I strongly suspect he's going to be an A rank coming with this patch. Sons of Caledon A rank. Then we already have a physical anomaly with Piper, a fire support with Lucy. So I think everyone in Sons of Caledon so far, at least, is physical or fire. So he's going to be one of those. I think the most likely thing for him to be is probably fire attack, I think. And especially with a name like Lighter, that could be kind of interesting if he's a fire attack, that a bit like, let's say, Nekomata, that thrives alongside the fire anomaly. So you put him, let's say he's on Bernice's banner, you put him on a team with Bernice, she's really good at burning stuff, and then maybe Lighter does more damage if they're burned. Like, you know, Nekomata, her EX special attack becomes stronger when you start proccing the physical anomaly, for instance. So that's definitely interesting if that is the case. If he's not a fire attack, like what could he be? I mean, he could be a fight. He kind of looks like an attack character. Let's be real. He could be a support. That could be interesting. There's already a fire support in that faction. He could be a physical support. Physical support's a very in-demand role. I think fire attack is most likely, honestly. Yeah, so that'd be my bet. I mean, we will see, but I'm guessing he's going to be an A-rank fire attack. It does become kind of a humorous trend then, and I think could be a trend moving forwards as well. And let's talk about that in a second. It seems that they're giving us the S-rank female characters, and then the A-rank is coming along as the male. But yeah, I've no idea if he'd be good or not. You know, probably a few patches in, we're not going to be so excited about the A-rank damage dealers. That's more of like fill in for people if you don't have the S-rank version, but the S-ranks would be a lot more valuable. You're going to be more focused on your S-rank damage dealers. The A-ranks be more of a backup. So I'm sort of expecting him to be more of a really good character to combo with someone like Bernice would be my guess. But yeah, we'll see. Now, to talk about what I think is coming after, let's jump into this, which was actually the release trailer of the game and the factions that were showed off. So we've got Victoria's Secret Housekeeping. We've got all of these characters in-game already. We've got Belobog. Again, they are all in-game already. I'm excited for, you know, when we return to these factions. They're really fun. We've got the Cunning Hares, again, now all in-game. As of patch 1.1, these are all going to be in-game. The Neps, right? Zhu Yuan is in game already. Xing Yi, Jane Doe, Seth. They're doing it. They are very clearly, very, very clearly doing these faction-based patches. It seems to be the way, at least at the start. I'm curious how long that's going to last for, but it's definitely lasting into patch 1.2. I think it's going to go patch 1.3, 1.4 as well, at least. Possibly all the 1 point whatever patches, I think are definitely going to be just focused on their individual factions. So they are all coming in patch 1, but this is like patch 1.1 plus a bit of patch 1.0. Then here we go. This is the Sons of Caledon. So there's Bernice. You can see with her fuel tank on her back. That's Caesar right there at the front on a motorbike, which is cool. There's Lighter, again, looking badass, and Lucy. I don't see Piper. Maybe she's in there somewhere and I'm blind. It's possible. I don't actually see her there. Poor Piper. And then we've got, I think, the next faction that's going to be coming. There's more. Didn't they tease a little bit of the idol faction, which might be coming after? But we've got, what are they, Section 6, right? The super elite guys. So we've got Miyabi is the big one that people are really hyped for. Sukaku's already in game. Now, I did see some interesting stuff we've got. I think her name is Yanagi and his name is Harumasa. I actually saw Harumasa is the same Japan. There we go. So this guy's a Harumasa fan. So that's him. So he has a bow. She has like a large katana. I'm sure there's a proper name for I'm certain there is a proper name for it. I just don't know what it is. They even have their own bang boo over there. Um, it does seem like the factions are going to be, at least at the start, somewhat focused on specific elements. I think Sons of Caledon really brought that through for me as being fire and physical, right? They are very fire and physical. This faction here, Miyabi is obviously speculated to be ice and a damage dealer. She's probably the character that is most hyped up for this game total. I do think that this is going to be the 1.3 faction then. I think coming in after that, Sukaku obviously is an ice support. Both of these characters use electric moves in game. You actually fight with them in one of the story missions, and you can't control them or see their stats or anything, but they do some moves and they are electrical. My bet going into this is I think that Yanagi, the female, I mean, I think the posing of this image sort of says it to me. I think she will be, I'm thinking she might be an S rank attack electric agent, would be my guess. S rank electric attack. We don't have an S rank electric attack. We've got S rank with physical, Nekomata. We've got fire at Soldier 11, ice with Ellen, ether with Zhu Yuan. We don't have an S rank electric attack. I think Yanagi will be that. Harumasa could be that either, but I strongly suspect that we're going to see 3 patches in a row where it's like 2 S rank females for their faction and then the A rank male backing them up. I think he's going to be an A rank electric. Now I'm curious what he will be, because electric's actually quite, if they are electric, and it looks like quite strongly they will be. Also, like, I mean, Dem legs. She's obviously going to be the S rank. Dem everything. I wonder what he'll be. We already have Anbia's done. I could easily see him being an A rank electric anomaly or A rank electric support. So basically like a sort of mini alternative to Grace or to Rena, right? Because not everyone has Grace or Rena. I've got Grace. I don't have Rena. So I could easily see him being an alternative to those. Yeah, I think that could be quite, because we got Seth for defense, Anbi for stun, Anton for attack for A ranks. I think he could help flesh out one of those A ranks remaining, either anomaly or support. I'd be curious. Again, I like that sort of a bow feels like quite a supportive type thing, but then again, it could be anomaly, like just firing lots of arrows, covering fire, hitting a large area. I am curious. It could be a lot of anomalies back to back, but yeah, I feel like he's going to be an A rank with them. I think she will be S rank. Either way, if either one being S rank, I think definitely an S rank electric attack. The question then becomes what happens over here. Miyabi is obviously speculated to be ice. Ice attack being the most obvious way to, the most obvious thing for her. The question for me is, she might be an S rank anomaly agent, right? The advantage of her being an S rank anomaly is that it's not so direct to power creep on Ellen, who's an S rank ice attack. If she's an S rank ice attack as well so soon, that feels pretty bad, might put people off. But I do think if they do make her an S rank ice anomaly, the ice anomaly actually just boosts your crit damage. It does direct damage and boosts your crit damage. I could see her being a sort of, as much annihility as, let's say, Acheron is annihility. That sort of vibe that, she's an anomaly agent, but not really focused so much on disorder teams like with other anomaly agents, like I think Jane Doe and probably Burnice might be. I think she's going to be more just like an attack agent in the guise of an ice anomaly, right? Build up your ice anomaly, shatter them, and then big direct crit burst damage. I suspect is probably what she's going to be, but we'll see. We'll see. I do hope they do something fun with her. I mean, they could have her be like an attack agent that wants another attack agent in her squad. They could do something kind of crazy. But I feel like with Sukaku being an ice support, it does make sense for her to be an ice DPS. She does have the whole blue thing going on. But yeah, she's the most hyped one. So I think they could run electric attack ice anomaly would be my bet. With then, let's say, electric support anomaly. Let's say electric anomaly maybe alongside. That could be kind of interesting, so that you could do like a double anomaly support for the same faction. That could work. And electric anomaly with electric attacks, not so bad. And you got Ambi there as well. That sort of stuff could work. Could be interesting. So those would be sort of my thoughts. And then I suspect for patch 1.4, maybe the Diva faction, a new faction. After that, then not so sure. Again, I'm also excited when we start returning to some of these factions and fleshing them out more. That could be really fun, like more S ranks, some limited S ranks perhaps for the Cunning Hares. You know, that big pig guy, Big Daddy for the Sons of Caledon. That'll be exciting too. But yeah, I do expect all these characters to come. They've teased the divas. Let me actually find a picture of the divas. Yeah, so there's actually quite a lot of official information on these. The idols, right? So 3 female characters that even looks like they're Bangbu right there as well. They're likely to be, because yeah, even they've even got virtual idols temporary name. Like I think they're very likely to be patch 1.4 would be my guess. In fact, there's another Bangbu over there. So yeah, that patch to me looks like a bit of a skip patch. Gonna be honest, that one, not so much. So yeah, that's sort of what I think's going on. And here we go. This is sort of my summary then of what I think is coming up. So the 2 things we're certain of, Bernice and Caesar. Like I said, if Lighter is coming in 1.2, we should hear about him like in the next 24 hours. I'm guessing A rank fire attack. To me, this looks like a super fun patch, right? I think if you are into the anomaly playstyle, this patch seems pretty big. It's going to be very intensive though, with Jane Doe coming right before. That becomes intensive. I'd say Caesar. Yeah, Caesar maybe feels like the more optional there, but she might be insane. I'm sort of expecting, kind of like in Honkai Star Rail, that's why I've put my Miyabi as the first in 1.3, that they run the more hyped unit first, and then the unit that's maybe a little bit less popular second. But I mean, it's hard to say. Is that true for patch 1 or patch 1.1, like Xingyi versus Jane Doe? I don't know. Which one is more hype? I'm curious how it's going to go between Ellen and Zhu Yuan. I think more people went for Ellen just because that was the game launch. But I don't know. But yeah, I'll do a whole video maybe tomorrow on my thoughts on who to pull for in patch 1.1. So wait for that if you want to hear my thoughts. But yeah, this seems like a good patch for like Anomaly. And like I said, I do think that probably Lighter is likely to combo well. And there's nice A ranks, like honestly. And Sons of Caledon has got a bunch of nice A ranks. It's going to be great to have these S ranks to go along with it, or Lighter to go along with it, and have like your more Sons of Caledon faction. Like I know for me, like if you don't have Soldier 11, it's quite rough to build a fire team. So that's something that's going to be really nice about Lighter and Bernice. It will give people, you know, a much more, you know, so long as you've got the master tapes, the exclusive master tapes saved up, it'll give you a much more accessible way to get some fire damage teams rolling, which is otherwise a bit lacking at the moment. So yeah, I'm definitely curious about this. Yes, I think over here, this is my guesses. We will see how it ends up, but I think some of these, I'd actually change. I think I said I thought Haramasa might be Anomaly. I've changed it to support just because I feel like there's not been any supports for ages. But then again, the idols, they're probably going to be pretty supporty. Let's be real. They're going to be pretty supporty from the looks of it. I'm definitely expecting our first limited S rank support, likely coming here, I would think. I mean, unless Yanagi is like an S rank support, it could happen, but I don't know. I'm going to guess Harumasa might be an electric support, though. Yeah, we'll see. But that's what I'm thinking. I think patch 1.3 is going to be pretty insane for people. It seems like every patch is kind of insane. Miyabi is obviously super hyped up. If you've got Ellen, though, will you need her? I don't know. Whereas Yanagi could be a huge boost to any electric team. So I'm very interested to see how it goes. For me, my plans right now, I can tell you, I'm going to go for Jane Doe, then maybe Caesar and Bernice. I don't know. We'll see what the gameplay ends up being for them when they come out. But I might go Jane Doe, Caesar, Bernice. We might actually skip Miyabi. It's probably a terrible idea. Like, if any character is going to be OP, let's be real, it's going to be Miyabi. But yeah, I might do that just because I do have Ellen. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. But Jane Doe, for me, I'm definitely going to pick up. She seems super fun. And yeah, well, we'll find out. Guys. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Let me know what you think about all this. Goodbye.